So we just had an amazing summit, and this is where actually I have my students come from across the country, and they actually spend time with me. So the first 2 days of the summit was actually for our mastery students, or elite students. And it was so nice because they come and we actually start implementing aspects of the program together. And here's something that I found out with both summits. The second summit was actually the Mastery Summit. Here's what I found out. And I think that it's going to be very beneficial for everyone listening. So sit tight and let's get into it. Hi, everyone. Are you fired up? Because I sure am. I'm going to talk to you about what happened on my summit last week. So when the summit first starts, what we do is we go around, we ask everybody about what it is that they're struggling with. And out of 7 different tables, 6 of the tables said that one of the things that they were struggling with was implementation. Now you've got to understand, these people are paying me money, right, to teach them, to coach them, to train them. And when 6 out of the 7 people raised their hand and said they were having trouble with implementation, it really, really kind of shook me up a little bit, because I want to see people succeed. And one of the things that we do at every summit is we actually work on some of the aspects in the program right there live in person, because what I want them to do is leave the summit, feel successful, have another arsenal in their toolbox, so to speak, so that when they get back, they can actually go to practice and go to work. So one of the things that we give to them is a marketing brochure. Chrissy, can you let me a copy of my marketing brochure? Ask Cheryl. We do an amazing marketing brochure. And this is a brochure that has cost, probably around $8,000 to $10,000 for me to actually make. It was very, very expensive to design. And not only to design, but to think about what aspects should go into the magazine so that people will actually be excited about it. And when a seller gets it, that they're going to be really impressed, right? And just by having this marketing brochure, and it's not your typical marketing brochure, right? The whole idea with being in Krista Mashore coaching and actually utilizing the strategies that we actually do is we show people how we do things differently and how we're not just the typical real estate agent, that we really, really do things in a more 21st century digital marketing way. And so this entire brochure, this whole marketing brochure, is built to show people why they want to hire us over our competition. And it talks about, how we utilize video, how we utilize digital marketing, how we use funnels, how we target people, how we retarget to people, how we can actually expose a seller's home to, hundreds of thousands of people's, watch time, people seeing it, how we can generate anywhere from 300 to 555 hours of people actually watching a video, how we can target people that were actually looking 3 to 6 months ago, a similar property of theirs that they were seeing before. So this magazine is like very, very powerful. But when I asked people how many people had gotten it finished, out of 34 people, only 2 of them had actually done it, right? No, that's wrong. There were 4 people that actually done it, which is actually a high number, because typically we have around 50 people at these summits. And typically when I ask people how many people have done it, only 2 raise their hand. So it's getting better. But I was like, hey, you guys, you're hiring me. You want me to help you increase your business. You want to make more money. You want to touch more lives. You want to stop chasing business and start attracting it, but yet you're not implementing the tools and the strategies in the program. And so they just were saying that they have this mental roadblock around being consistent. So what we did was we actually worked on those brochures together. And we, each person was given the brochure and given the InDesign file, the really, really pretty package that it goes in. And then we help them to actually put their information in it. We talk about their experience, their credentials, how many homes they've sold, how much experience they have, what type of marketing that people actually do. And it's just amazing. Let me just kind of show you an example of what it looks like. So here's an example of the marketing plan. And if you're listening, you can't see it, but it's really, really gorgeous. You can go to my YouTube channel and you can see it. But here's an example of what the marketing plan looks like. So everybody was able to leave here's all the credentials that I have right there. You can kind of see that. So everybody leaves the summit and they have this beautiful marketing plan that's actually done for them. Now, I got to tell you, I've had so many people tell me, Krista, because I had the marketing plan done, I was able to get that listing, right? They hired me because I was able to show why I'm different and what makes me special. So we actually did this together as a group. And when they left the summit, they had everything they needed to take this beautiful marketing brochure and actually get it printed up on their own, okay? And again, this has helped us make hundreds of thousands of dollars, literally, because we came prepared. So what I want you to understand is that if these people that are actually paying me money, right? If they are paying me money, this is a little bit, hold on 1 second. There we go. A little bit sticky there. If they're paying me money to be in my program and they're not implementing everything, just think about how difficult it is when you're not paying somebody money to actually implement. So here's what I want you to get, right? Is that number one, you need to have a lot of tools in your arsenal so that when you show up to a listing presentation or to a buying presentation, that you knock somebody's socks off. You show what it is that makes you different. You show why they should hire you over somebody else. You show why you deserve a higher commission. You need to have these types of things. And it's not just a marketing plan, right? It's a lot of things. Here's another example. Like here's an example of like the book that it goes in, right? And then when you open the book, we've got the what to expect when you're listing. There's this little cute little article that's in there. And then obviously we've got samples of our just listed, and our just sold cards in there. We've got examples of our wonderful 4-page color brochures, right? We've got examples of what for each home, like what they could expect as far as restaurants, schools, parks, etc. All that is in this initial presentation. So we teach them how to create all that stuff on their own. We show them how to actually, show stats. So for example, we recently just did a postcard and it showed that we had, on one property, 555 hours of watch time. On another property, we had 487 hours. We show them how to actually generate that type of reach, that type of exposure for their properties and for themselves. Then we teach them how to use that information to make them show up as the community expert, as the market leader, as the authority figure in their space, so that when they go on a listing presentation, they nail that presentation. People want to hire them because they're not just doing open houses and the traditional stuff. And I'm not saying that the traditional stuff is bad. What I'm saying is that when you are different and you stand out and you show that you're doing things differently than everyone else, that's when you're able to make an impact. That's when you're able to actually land that listing. So we give them all these materials. But at the summit, they were telling me they hadn't even done it yet, right? So we helped them implement. But here's what we found out. And here's what I want to express to you. And here's what I kind of drilled into them during that 2 days. I asked questions like, how many of you want to make a lot of money? And if you're listening to this right now or watching this right now, I want you to answer the question. Do you want to make a lot of money? Yes. Okay. Of course you do. Do you want to impact a lot of lives? Yes. Okay, great. But are you willing to do what it takes to actually do that? And what I said to them is that you're saying that you want to make more money, but yet you have not utilize the strategies and the tools that are in the blueprint, which we give you, right? So you can say something, but you don't really believe yourself until you take action. We don't believe what we say, we believe what we do. Let me just say that one more time. We don't believe what we say, we believe what we do. So, and doing means you get your marketing brochure printed, right? You get your listing presentation slides done. You get your pre-listing video that you send to agents prior to going to their house done. You get your market analysis paperwork so you can drop it off on somebody's paperwork done. You get comfortable with doing the video once you actually, deliver the CMA. You start utilizing the tools. Don't tell me that you want to make more money, you want to change more lives, you want to have an impact, you want to have more financial freedom, but you're not willing to actually do the work. Again, you don't believe what you say, you believe what you do. And remember, life is about this. The actions that we take give us the result. Action equals result. The more that we take action, the more that we actually believe what we actually say and think based on what we do, that's when our life starts to change. And I have to tell you that at this summit, we had so many people make breakthroughs. And after the summit, they were posting all over the page how they finished their listing presentation, they finished their marketing brochure, they finished their listing presentation slides, how, they did 15 videos and they ran ads behind them, they got them recorded. Why? Because they were excited and they realized that although they've been saying that they want to make more money, they've been saying they want to make more of an impact, they realize that they don't really believe it themselves because they haven't been taking action. So, are you taking action? Do you believe what you're thinking by actually doing it? If you don't, then stop. Start actually doing. Okay? Because we don't get what we think. We don't believe what we think. We believe what we do. And that's when true change happens in our life. So I'm going to encourage you to ask yourself, what is it that you know you should be doing that you're not doing? What is it? Right? Like at the summit, they realized, I'm not doing this. Like it's not going to happen on its own. A baby's diapers isn't going to get changed because they think about it. The parent has to actually do it. You're not going to lose weight because you think about it. You're going to lose weight because you actually go to the gym and you show up every day and you keep on trying. And the cool thing is that once you start doing this type of thing, you start seeing the momentum and you start seeing like the results from it, you want to do more and more and more and more and more. And then all of a sudden, bam, your business changes and you are in a completely different space. So I want you, if you're listening to this and watching this, to stop thinking about it and start doing it. Thinking is not going to get you anywhere. Doing is going to get you where you want to go. If you want to see change in your business, ask yourself, what are you willing to do differently today that you were doing yesterday or last year or a month ago? What are you willing to do different to have a different result and a different impact? Because if you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to get the same result. Now ask yourself, how am I actually going to get there? Have you ever heard about the study Change or Die? It was a study that was done called Change or Die, and they wrote an article about it. And basically what the study said was that they took people and they told them, if you don't change your lifestyle, you're going to die. It was proven that if they didn't change how they were eating, what they were drinking, how they were living their life, if they didn't make changes, they were going to actually die. Okay. Out of that study, 100 people, 90 of them after a year went back to their normal lifestyle. They were willing to die instead of change. Okay. So only 10% of them were able to make the change. Now there was another group that actually had accountability. They were in a group of other people that met regularly. They had coaching, they had mentors, they had accountability. They were given strategies on how to actually change. After a year, that group of 100, 80% of them made the change, which means that you are 7 times more likely to make a change, to take action when you're in a group, when you have a mentor, when you have a coach, when you have accountability. So let me ask you something. What are you waiting for? Are you still waiting around, talking about you're going to do it later? You know, maybe you say you don't have the money, you can't afford it, you don't have the time. You're never going to get there without the support, without the help, if you keep doing the same thing. Now, some of you are listening to this and you're thinking, well, Krista, you're just trying to sell yourself. Heck yeah, I am. You know why? Because I know that I can absolutely help you. We have seen people go from Alicia Collins, she started the program, she was selling 130 homes. After 20 months, now she sold this year 293 homes. Leslie Bennett went from 2 homes a month. This year she sold 61 homes. Go look her up on Zillow. You'll see she sold 61 homes in the past 12 months. There's something to be said about being in an accountability program. We have got so many stories like that, but it's because they implement, they take action. They actually hired somebody that was at a higher level than them and were doing things that they weren't doing, and then they actually implemented. They didn't just say, they didn't just think, they actually did. So, do you want your business to change? I know I did. That's why I hired my mentor, Russell Brunson. That's why I now have a podcast, and I've sold it for, I'm reaching 50,000 people and selling my books and helping people across the country because I hired a mentor who helped me get where I want to go faster. So, implement. Stop thinking, start doing, all right? So that was the first part of the summit. On the next podcast, I'm going to talk to you about the Mastery Summit, how amazing that was, and I will see you next time. As always, everyone, I hope you're as fired up as I am. I cannot wait to see you on the next podcast or on the next video, and make it a great day. And remember, it's great to learn, but if you don't implement, nothing happens. Hey there, I have a brand new podcast called Fired Up with Krista Mashore, where I bring my high energy right to your ears. This podcast is available on all your favorite podcast platforms. So do me a favor, go subscribe and leave a review. All this information is free, and I cannot wait to teach you everything I know. Thanks so much for watching my video. You can learn more about how to be a successful real estate professional by watching other videos that I have. And be sure to subscribe to my channel. And as always, make it a great home selling and buying day.